In an industry dominated by titans like Alfred Hitchcock, George Lucas, and Steven Spielberg, many people underestimate the lesser known filmmakers of the 20th century. One such filmmaker found a niche of his own, however, built on the ground of making fun of his contemporaries' work. That filmmaker was, of course, Mel Brooks. A master at not only spoof comedy and improvisation, Brooks created some of the most entertaining and cult classic films of the pre 2000s and continues to lend his comedic talents to projects even today. But with all his well known works, one of the most popular and well known is Spaceballs. Initially released to a mediocre reception, Spaceballs has developed into a cult classic film well known by science fiction fans today. Spoofing Star Wars and elements of Star Trek and Planet of the Apes, the film follows the heroic Lone Star and his half man, half dog sidekick Barf as they work to save Princess Vespa from the evil clutches of Dark Helmet and his evil Spaceballs. Now, with a synopsis like that, you might sweep this film under the rug, especially since comedies typically aren't known for their amazing directing. But being a pioneering creative genius, Brooks used many directing techniques when creating Spaceballs to not only get the best shot in a given scene, but also bring the camera, and by extension the viewer, into his ridiculous world. When filming Spaceballs, Brooks had the tall task of doing triple duty as not only director, but also as the characters of President Scroob and Yogurt, leading to some directing challenges. But Brooks persisted, using a television to rewatch his own performance and scrutinize it.
And the TV monitor records the scene. So I act in the scene, and I trot over to the TV monitor, and I look, and I say, Mel, you stink. But the monitor is an invaluable tool, because it tells you exactly what's wrong with either the staging, the intonation, the rhythm, the interplay, and you got it.
Sir. From both the writing and actual camera work, Brooks uses impressive techniques to enhance the viewing experience of Spaceballs. For example, early in the film, Dark Helmet's ship is quite literally jammed by Lone Star, with Dark Helmet dramatically calling out that,
"There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry."
This shot ends with the camera actually bumping into Dark Helmet and knocking him over. This means the camera is motivated by Brooks as he wishes to undercut Dark Helmet's attempt to be cool and deduce a laugh from the audience, all without a joke actually being said. Additionally, for more observant viewers, Colonel Sanders actually looks at the camera as it zooms in, reacts, and moves out of the way, a slight nod of what is about to come. Another great example of Brooks' genius is during the film's climactic battle between Lone Star and Dark Helmet. In this scene, the two duel, and cutting is consistently used to enhance the action, and already you can see one aspect of Mel Brooks' genius. He intentionally blocked Dark Helmet to have his back to the camera, so that even in a serious battle scene, the sight gag of the ridiculous helmet is still present. As this duel continues, we go from cutting between shots of the duelist from behind Dark Helmet to a different angle, a wide, where Dark Helmet accidentally kills a member of the camera crew. Not only is this scene funny as a fourth wall break, the comedy is enhanced further by the subtle change in camera work going from a series of cuts to a handheld pan that follows the action, punctuating the comedy with a very active, motivated camera movement. Additionally, immediately after this shot ends, we cut to a camera angle that is exactly in line with where the fourth wall break cameras was, showing that even when blocking for a joke, Brooks took it seriously to ensure that things were consistent. Another example of clever blocking by Brooks is during the "surrounded by assholes" scene in the film, where Brooks blocks Dark Helmet directly in the center of the screen with Colonel Sanders to his right. This not only communicates their dynamics as leader and right-hand man, but also serves to illuminate how short Helmet actually is and how oversized his helmet is compared to a normal person, which just gives a degree of visual comedy. Additionally, Brooks ensured that none of his jokes or fourth wall breaks would be too jarring to the audience via subtle pieces of set design and especially with lighting. His cinematographer quotes him as saying, "I paid for those walls. I want to see them. I want to see everything on the set. So don't underlight anything. Light the hell out of everything as a comedy." While on a surface level, Mel Brooks' works might appear to be a mere spoof of popular genres, with all its power tied up in writing, the reality is far from it. Mel Brooks' personality was shown throughout directing on Spaceballs, most notably with his willingness to take on multiple roles. His camera does not serve as only a camera, otherwise known as the lens through which the viewer sees the film, but is an active being existing within the space of his scenes and even generating comedy simply through its movements. His lighting is the same, intention not only to simply light his scene, but also to impress on the viewer the non-seriousness of the film and that they should just lie back and have a good time. Even his blocking is done with intention, either done to highlight sight gags or leave Easter eggs for observant viewers. It is through the depth and complexity of his directing that Spaceballs is enhanced far beyond what a spoof film should be normally capable of, and it is no wonder that once people were given time to appreciate Brooks' creative genius, that this film became a beloved classic.